Hello and welcome back. Today I will talk about the state of emergency in 7 prefectures in Japan. First thing first, I give you here 4 websites where you can get information. I'm just talking about it, but you actually should get your information from the source itself. And for tourism, you go to the National Tourism Board, to this website. Then we have for Tokyo Governor, we have a website. And then we have for Kanagawa a website. I will talk about later in detail. But on the other hand, you go to news website like NHK, or you go to Mainichi. These are all news in English and you can get all your information. I'm also German. We have some journalists living in Japan and they are reporting from Japan. And for example, I'm subscribed to the FAZ, Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung, and there you can read also some of the information in German, no? Of course. One of my favorite news what I watch every day at 9 p.m. is NHK Plus. And for this they have an app. You go to the App Store and download the app, log in. Everything is in Japanese, but you can translate it with Google Translate and then watch the news. If you have cable, it's channel 11, otherwise it's channel 1. And on your remote control you can switch to English. The 7 prefectures are Tokyo, Saitama, Chiba, Kanagawa, Osaka, Hyogo and Fukuoka. Tokyo, Saitama, Chiba and Kanagawa, they are close. These are the Tokyo bedroom communities. I myself live in Kanagawa-ken and my husband is commuting every day to Tokyo. Well, not anymore, as you have seen in one of my videos, maybe 3 weeks back. He started to work from home. He was still doing business travel into other prefecture, but even this stopped right now. 2 days ago, Shinzo Abe declared the state of emergency in these prefectures. The state of emergency doesn't mean lockdown or quarantine. We are asked to reduce our social contacts 80%. For me, this means, I don't know, my only contact, my husband. Of course, we have our neighbors, but we never go close and speak close to each other. We are always on distance. So, yeah, that's one point. Then another thing is, now every governor of these prefectures is in charge of what are the measures. So if they close, for example, the hairdresser, or if they close the shopping mall. For example, in Kanagawa-ken we have Sogo. We have Home Center in Yokosuka. We have Takashimaya in Yokohama. We have, all the big shopping malls, they're all closed. I think they're voluntarily closed already on weekends. I'm not so sure because I haven't been to Yokohama in the past almost 2 months, yeah. Basically, the state of emergency is not the same as in Europe, where everybody have to stay at home and maybe get a fine when they go out, like maybe France. We are asked to stay at home. It's voluntarily and there are no fines. However, here in Japan, it's also the face value. So you better behave. And that's the rule here. I know there are different opinions about this, and I myself as a German feel a little bit funny saying this in this case. I lived in many countries, and for example, here in Tokyo, you are standing in the middle of the night at a pedestrian traffic light and it's red, no car, and you still wouldn't cross the road. So yeah, that's the case. Whereby in New Zealand, I lived in Christchurch, everybody was jaywalking. So there is a difference, but it is also changing here in Japan. So I wouldn't say everybody is like this. There are many people who are not following the rules anymore properly, especially here in Yokosuka, where I get very, very angry all the time. Is so much trash in the bushes, in the park, and everywhere. I haven't seen this in Tokyo when I lived in Yokohama, but here it's along the road, everywhere, in the tunnel, everywhere. I hate this. So in the moment, the public transport is still running, so trains and buses are all going according to schedule. Grocery stores, they look great. There are lots of fresh vegetable, but import products sometimes are sold out. We cannot get masks, but many people are sewing masks. And flour is sometimes sold out. Butter, if you go in the afternoon, there's no more butter. But overall, I would say everything is there, yes. So you don't need to worry. You just, in the afternoon, towards the evening, no more bread, butter. And the other things, I don't know. There was something else, cleaning products, but I stocked up. I have it. As I said before, I always have emergency supplies for 1 month. And now I stocked up for 2 months, and that's it. And there's a lot of critique from foreign media. But I think what people very often forget is the cultural differences. And there are cultural differences between Europe and Asia and specific Japan. We are not China. We cannot just tell people to stay at home and lock them down. It's a different kind of thing. It might come, but there is, I think, the understanding you cannot force people to stay at home. So culture is a big thing. And I found it very interesting. I think on the night when they announced the state of emergency, there was one doctor, and he said Japan had in 2008 with the influenza 1 digit less people infected than other countries. So in Japan, you are already very aware of everything. You wear a mask if you're sick. Another thing what Abe-san said on the press conference, he said don't go to the countryside or rural areas, because in rural areas more old people are living. The young people usually live in cities and work in cities. So if we now go from our state of emergency, let's say Kanagawa-ken, to the rural areas, we might infect people, and then the virus will be in their community. So we have to be careful about this. For example, when we are going for a business trip, we keep it now to 1 day. We are driving with our own car and going to that town, cut the grass and come back. And I prepare lunch and breakfast and dinner. But this was also mentioned in this press conference. We have also some other rules, but they are already in place since almost 2 months. Yeah, we should avoid the 3 C's. This means close rooms, close communication, and crowds. So what does this state of emergency now means for Kanagawa-ken? So basically, Japan has done the cluster tracing. So when somebody is sick or tested positive, they try to find out where he got infected and then trace down all of this, his or her contact. This was successful for a very long time, but recently more and more cases emerge where people cannot trace where they were infected. And this worries Japanese a lot. So they are also worried about the medical system breaking down, and they will start to place asymptomatic people into hotels and other accommodation than hospitals. Before they were in hospitals, now they are in accommodation like hotels, as I said before. So that's another step. And this state of emergency means also that the government can say, hey, I need your facility and I will take it now from you. Use it for COVID-19 emergencies. In general, the owner will say yes, will anyway say yes, but this gives the government basically the power that they just can take it. For Kanagawa Ken, our governor's name is Yuji Kuroiwa. I hope I pronounce this correctly. Anyhow, he was on a press conference the other day and he said he cannot ask businesses to close down. For that, he needs a financial plan or package which he can offer to them. And as long as he doesn't have this package, he cannot ask businesses to close. So everything is voluntarily, because if small businesses close, they might get bankrupt, and this is not acceptable. That's here the Japanese mind thinking. Again, every country is doing this differently, and we only find out at the end which was successful or not. Yeah. I hope you liked the video today. I will try to be more often on YouTube, and I see you soon. I don't want to put now a date because my husband is at home. We had a big scare. I will talk about this in another video. It is sometimes a little bit crazy when people calling. Still, I have also some work to do. I have a little energy company and it's now spring, going to summer, and I have to do some grass cutting and other stuff. So I will try my best. Maybe I'm just reporting when we are going on a business trip, which is nothing in suits and fancy stuff. It's more in gardener outfit. So yeah, I see you then. Bye.